Hare Krishna. Here's the Mathura Circle devotees presenting the drama Krishna Enters Mathura. King Kansa, the king of Mathura, sent his chief Akrura to bring Krishna and Balram to Mathura. Akrura requested Krishna and Balram to come to Mathura on the order of the king Kamsa. They got on the chariot and started their journey for Mathura towards the bank of Yamuna. Simply by taking a bath in the Yamuna, anyone can diminish the reactions of his sinful activities. Krishna and Balram stopped at Yamuna river and took their bath, washed their faces, and after they drink the crystal clear water of Yamuna, they took their seats again on the chariot. Akrura then took their permission to also take a bath in Yamuna. According to Vedic rituals, after taking a bath in a river, one should stand at least half submerged and murmur Gayatri mantra. Akrura, when he was standing in the river Yamuna, suddenly he saw Krishna and Balram within the water of Yamuna. He was surprised to see them because he was confident that they were sitting on the chariot. Akrura was confused and he immediately came out of the water and went to see where these two boys were sitting on the chariot. And he is surprised to see that they were sitting on the chariot as before. And then he began to wonder whether he had mistakenly seen them in the water. Therefore, he went back to the river Yamuna. And this time, not only he saw the Krishna and Balram in the water, but he saw many of demigods, Siddhas, Charanas, Gandharvas, and they were all bowing down to Lord Vishnu, lying down on Anantashesh. After seeing this transcendental personality of Godhead, Akrura immediately became overwhelmed with joy and great devotion, and all over his body there was transcendental shivering. Although for the moment he was bewildered, but he retained his clear consciousness and bowed down his head before the Lord with folded hands and faltering voice. He began to offer his prayers to Lord. After offering the prayers to the Lord, Akrura continued their journey towards Mathura, and by the end of the day, they reached Mathura City. When the news spread that Krishna and Balram arrived to Mathura City, the inhabitants gathered, and the ladies and the girls immediately went up to the roofs of their houses. They've been awaiting the arrival of Krishna and Balram with great anxiety, and in their extreme eagerness to see Krishna and Balram, the ladies did not dress themselves properly. Some of them placed their clothes in wrong place, some anointed their eyes on one side, and some wore ankle belts only on the leg, or wore only one earring. Thus, in great haste, not even decorated properly, They went to see Krishna from their roofs. Some of them had been taking their lunch, but as soon as they heard that Krishna and Balram were in the city, they left everything behind and ran to their roofs to see Krishna and Balram. Passing by very slowly and smiling, Lord Krishna immediately stole their hearts. Now, when Krishna and Balram were passing in this way on the street of Mathura, they saw a washerman, and Krishna was pleased to ask him for some nice clothing. And Lord Krishna promised washerman that if he will give some nice clothes to them, he will be very fortunate. All fortune will be his. Unfortunately, this washerman was a servant of King Kamsa. Therefore, he could not appreciate the demand of Lord Krishna. This is the effect of bad association. Rather, he gave some clothes to Krishna. He got angry on Krishna and Balram, and he started giving them instruction in an angry mood. The washerman said that, "How is that you are asking for this clothing, which is meant for King Kamsa? Oh boys, don't ever ask for this clothing, otherwise you will be punished by the government and you will be in difficult." On hearing this, Lord Krishna, the son of Devaki, became angry, and with his hand he struck the washerman on the upper part of his head, and washerman fell down and died on the ground. Thus Lord Krishna confirmed his statement of the Brahma Samhita that every limb of his body is capable of doing everything. Without a sword or by any weapon, just by simply his hand, he just cut off the head of the washerman. Thus he proved that he is the Supreme Lord and is omnipotent. After the ghastly incident of washerman, Krishna and Balram took the possession of his place and took the cloth of their choices. After dressing nicely, Krishna and Balram went to a florist named Sudama. As soon as they reached the place of florist, he came out and with great devotion fell down on their feet and offered his pranams. He offered a nice seat to Krishna and Balram. Then he offered a chandana and flower to satisfy the Lord. Then the florist was greatly pleased within his heart by seeing Krishna and Balram at his place, because that was his choicest desire to serve the Lord. And even he made 2 beautiful garlands with various beautiful flowers and presented to the Lord. Krishna and Balram were very pleased with his sincere service. So the Lord Krishna blessed the florist with all fortune and all the material opulences for the long duration of his heart. After leaving the florist place, Krishna and Balram saw a hunchbacked young woman carrying a dish of sandalwood pulp through the streets. Since Krishna is the reservoir of all the pleasure, he always wants to make his companies joyous. So Lord Krishna started cracking joke on the hunchbacked woman. He addressed her, "O tall young woman, who are you? And tell me, for whom are you carrying this sandalwood pulp in your hand? I think you should offer this sandalwood to me. And if you do so, I'm sure you will be fortunate." Krishna, being Supreme Personality of Godhead, he knew everything. But by his inquiry, the woman replied to Krishna, "My dear Shyam Sundara, oh my beautiful dark boy, you may know that I am engaged as a maid servant of King Kamsa. I am supplying him this sandalwood pulp every day. But now, since I see you, and I think there is no one who can be better served by this pulp of sandalwood." And by being captivated by the beautiful smile of Krishna and Balram, the woman start applying the sandalwood over the body of the Lord. By her service, Lord Krishna, so pleased, and pressed the feet of the hunchbacked woman with his toes, and capturing her cheese with his fingers, and gave her a jerk to order make her straight. At once, the hunchbacked woman became a beautiful straight girl. Since Krishna was so pleased, the hunchbacked woman became the most beautiful girl among the women, and she was extremely happy. After making the hunchbacked woman into beautiful young lady, Krishna and Balram next inquire from the citizens of the Mathura the location of the place of the sacrifice where the King Kamsa arranged the sacrifice called the Nuryagna. So Krishna and Balram headed toward the specific place of sacrifice. Thus, Krishna enters the Mathura and performs various miraculous pastimes with his devotees. Jai Shri Mathura Dham ki Jai, Shri Shri Krishna Balram ki Jai.